What is up, guys and girls? Welcome to this, another episode of So Pro. My name is Felderkane and I am your host, and I am so proud to bring you a game between Nerchio for Team Acer up in the top left side, spawning as Zerg, as Nerchio likes to. This is Whirlwind. I hate this map, but however, his opponent down on the bottom left hand side as the Protoss is Grubby's Grubby. So, I've already cast one of these matches of this series. I cast the last match without realizing it was the last match. I thought it was the first. I'm an idiot, so I'm not going to spoil that for you. I'm going to try and release these in order. So, without further ado, I'll get to that. I am, if you're not sure who I am a beginner caster and a beginner player on the StarCraft scene. I am enjoying myself quite a bit and learning new talents along the way. I am incredibly shy. You probably wouldn't think it, but I am, and I suffer from a lot of nerves. Anyway, let's not make this about me, because who the hell cares who's talking? These guys are playing, so Grubby's going ahead and just getting out his probes there. We do have quite an early pull for Nerchio. 14, is it? Yeah, not that early. Early-ish. Going over here, just having a wee look around, and yeah. So he's not sure where Grubby is. It's not a forced cross spawn, obviously, as they are top left and bottom left here. If it is cross spawn, then it tends to be a very macro heavy game. Whereas with this layout, it can quite possibly be a bit of a rushed game, so we shall see. It's certainly easier to get to your opponent, but Grubby does go ahead and expands. Forge fast expand. Yeah, it's a pretty safe map to do that, and it does look like Nerchio is going ahead and do the same. Just going hatchery first. In fact, no, hatchery first. He put down a bloody pool. Double cancel there, so that gets him an extra 2 supply. That. Yeah, it's a little bit of a lead. There are some people who say that it's not really worth doing that, but we shall see. So, Nerchio knows where Grubby is, and is sending down his forlings. Seemingly the long way round. Is he going to take this Naga tower? Is he going for an attack? He might just be going for a little bit of harass. We shall see. Does go ahead and gets his third base down, so that hatchery pretty well timed. No gas yet, so we're just looking straight normal Zerglings, and yeah, that cannon's going to take care of it. I'm not sure why he cancelled there. Sorry I missed that. But Grubby going ahead and, just getting back on track. Not enough to shake the guy. Does seem like quite a fun player. Definitely fun to watch. And I have run into Grubby quite a lot on the interwebs and also in tournaments. I do watch a lot of tournaments, and that doesn't necessarily mean doesn't mean I'm good at casting, obviously. I do try and pick up things from people as they're casting, and it's an interesting thing for me, to be watching people do stuff. Look at the detail, a little flower there, lovely. Super slow queen getting over to the third base, and who's holding the middle here? Yeah, it looks like Nerchio's got that, and yeah. Even though Nerchio knows where Grubby is now, he's doing the full scout just in case of proxy or anything weird going on, anything funky, and does have a little link here, probably going to put that. No, just leaving it there for the vision so that he knows what's coming when, and that's fine. So, little Ling hanging out. What we got coming on back at the base? Double gas going down. Double gas, excuse me, sorry. Meanwhile, cybernetics core. So it was the cyber core that went down for Grubby. Rather unfortunate, it has delayed him slightly, I would imagine. Does have the mothership core out here, just to be aware of what's where. and to be able to see this guy. I think if he hangs over here, then you can't shoot him. Just being a pain in the bum, moving backwards and forwards. So, Grubby goes down, takes his third. Sorry, I heard a noise there, I thought I was getting burgled. I am not getting burgled, that's fine. Nerchio running around all over the map here. It does look like one stalker coming in and not really doing anything much effective. Yeah, I think he was going to go for the early kind of push there. But with that many lings, really not going to be that effective, I would imagine. It doesn't have speed yet. Nerchio not having the speed isn't really going to be able to do the surround thing yet, but it is enough to make Grubby think twice about coming in and kicking some bum. We do have another double gas down for Nerchio, looking like a gas-heavy build going up to Hive. Lair, I always mix them up. God damn it, Feld. We do have the Roach Warren down as well. So, I'm not really sure where he's going to go with this. It's certainly going to be interesting to see. More gas. More gas? Really? It's unusual to see Zerg go so heavy on the gas so relatively early in the game. So what's he looking at here? We're looking at heavy mutas. We're looking at a lot of Baneling busts on Protoss. That's really not going to work, is it? I'm not entirely sure. We do have another extra photon cannon coming down for Grubby here, just because, you know, extra safety, I guess. And a couple of Phoenixes to take down those pesky overlords doing all that scouting. And Grubby now going for the VRs. VRs always good for a little bit of extra damage. And these lings still slow. The Roach gets picked up, and that's going to get taken down eventually. Possibly, maybe. Will it? I don't know. No, he's fine. Oh no, not so fine. Mothership Core is going to take that poor little Roach down, and down he goes. Oh my god, that poor little guy. Now we have speed for Nerchio. Nerchio coming in and is going to come up against that wall, and double cannons there, triple cannons. So that's going to take care of pretty much any lings that come nearby. Those Roaches are still a bit slow off the creep. And yeah, a defensive force. Grubby playing very defensive here. Very good with the building placement. It's going to stop any ling run-bys. They're going to have to come in all the way around there, and by which time they're taking a lot of damage from those cannons. Excuse me, Nerchio gathering his forces at the center of the map. It's a good spot, you know, if he needs to attack or defend. He's directly in the right range. Does have Hydras. So, Roachling Hydra. What's his upgrades like? Let's have a look. Just Carapace at the moment, so no attack upgrades or anything. Just focusing on getting his units out, and yeah, those Hydralisks are, again, didn't have the speed upgrade, so this army is quite slow. On this kind of map, yeah, I would imagine the speed is pretty much essential. It's very hard to get your creep spread down. In fact, I don't think he's even bothered with the creep spread. He's just going in and trying to take down this third base. There's a lot of cannons there, though, and a lot of... yeah, you got the VRs coming in, and this army's just going to have to back right off. Will Grubby pressure and try and take these down? Lings coming in? No, does lift a few of those Hydras. Not much, doesn't overcommit, decides to head back to his third, which is looking fine, to be honest. Walks in a few more Zealots and a Sentry. So Nerchio is looking to just kind of group up here and get more and more DPS and just try and overwhelm. That's pretty much what Zerg does. Zergs. Okay, so he does go and expand. So 4 bases up now, which will take him in line with Grubby. And we'll give him, you know, the opportunity to re-up his army should he lose them. Those Phoenixes not doing much. I think on that low health he's just going to take them up, have a bit of a scout, and he does see that. Picks up one of the drones, zaps its face, and so he knows that's there now. That's fine. However, this army for Nerchio coming in to the third again, and there isn't that defense quite like there was before. Does have the Guardian Shield up, and so deciding that's a bad idea. Force fields go down and deny him from the natural, so he goes back to the third, pushing in and out. He doesn't have any meat to to take the damage there. See, it's got a lot of Hydras, but not a lot of Roaches, and the Roaches are what will take the damage. Hydra's very low on health, pretty much. I think they've got about 80 health. Yeah, 80 health, so they're not hugely resilient, even with armor. We've got a Corruptor coming out, and I guess these are to take care of those Phoenixes. Possibly to morph into Broodlords, should he decide to take a Great Spire. I'm not seeing anything of the sort, but then, what do I know? No, he looks like he's going into Mutas, or he's certainly putting some research into Flyers anyway. So it's going to be one of the two. We've got a big army now for Nerchio coming in. And yeah, we've got an equally as big army for Grubby. Massive, massive laser beams coming out of that Colossus while it survived. However, it did get taken down by those Corruptors. These armies going head to head. The DPS from those Hydras is immense. And it looks like Grubby's on his back foot here. He's trying to defend, but Nerchio, a bit of indecision there that might cost him this engagement. It looks like he does decide to back out, does he? No, he's coming back in again. He's going to push. He's going to take as much of that army out as he can. And yeah, it looks like that's it. That's the engagement. And just going to hang outside here while he tries to reinforce. It does look like there's a bit of harass going on here with these Phoenixes while that battle was going on. Taking down this forward pylon. Nice spot there. Nerchio does have forces all over the map, you know, just kind of checking things out and being quite canny about things like that. Just look at this, you know, the spread of his forces. Will he come in from both directions? Doesn't look like he's just going to come in from the one direction. If there was a Colossus here, that would be meaty, meaty death. Does manage to lift a few things with those Phoenixes. And it's big back and forth. I'm not really sure who's going to win this one. A couple of Zealots there cleaning up some stray Hydras. And yeah, it's a very, very strange thing. It does look like there's more Hydras than there are other forces. And yeah, it's a dodgy engagement for Grubby there. He does back out. Nerchio trying to pressure, but again with no meat on that army. He does have DPS and he does have a lot of it, but he really needs some kind of something to soak. And what's that going to be? I'm not really sure. Not really sure what he's doing. Let's have a look at the top left here. We've got a little warp in from Grubby. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and set in the Zealots, but they're very nicely picked up by Nerchio there. More Zealots, however, coming in. And it does decide to pull them back rather than send them into their inevitable doom at the hands of those many, many Hydras. Deathfall coming in now. Looks like Grubby's gonna push to try and take out the vast majority of this DPS if he can. Let's see what he can manage to do here. It does have the high ground, which is obviously good. A good choke point here for the Protoss, but it looks like Nerchio is having none of it. He's not being baited. He's just going to sit there and wait it out and try and reinforce. He does have his fourth base up and running now. Looking quite healthy. He's got a number of Corruptors coming in to try and take care of those Colossi. A few drones there kind of caught out of place. Or was that on purpose? He decides to use them as a bit of a buffer. And we have a forward pylon for Grubby here, so he's going to be able to warp in a few more units. That army is looking a little bit light for this engagement. So many Hydras. So many Hydras. That's a lot of DPS, guys. But they will melt against these Colossi unless he focuses them down. So Grubby, knowing that, he just backs off. He decides to come back to his third and try and defend while he gets up his fourth. Now, as you can see here, his fourth goes down, does take double gas, and oh, we've got a bit of an attack up here. We've got the Zealots, the sneaky Zealots, coming in into the space, and Nerchio is going to respond with a... He's got chargelets now, with a few Hydras, and that attack is going to really, really... Yeah, the DPS is just going to take those little guys out. So, Nerchio... Wow. Nerchio getting his... no upgrades still on those Hydras, but it's doing an immense amount of damage in that formation. So, Corruptors, a few Lings. yeah, it's just strange. You know, there's no real meat on the army. Banelings get picked up by Grubby, and he leaves one there. Pick it up, mate. No, here we go. So we've got the Corruptors there. We've got a massive engagement, pushing forwards, trying to take down those Hydras, and it's a GG from Nerchio, as those Colossi will pretty much clear up the rest of that army while the Phoenixes take down the Corruptors. What an absolutely fantastic game one of this series. This is the WCS EU series, by the way. I think it was Season 1. So, thank you for joining me. So, that's one game to Grubby. And I look forward to bringing you more of this content. Good luck and have fun, guys.